Hello guys, in our previous videos we have been talking about the inversion of control principle. We saw that this principle was implemented by many design patterns such as service locator, factory design pattern, dependency injection, and many others. In one of our videos, we have also seen how to implement the inversion of control principle using the language Java, by following the design pattern dependency injection. Given that the inversion of control principle is the cornerstone of many frameworks, we are going to see how the Spring framework implement the inversion of control principle using the dependency injection. So guys, let's cross this. We are going to use a Marvel project to create and use the Spring framework. So let's go. We are going in File, New Project. New Project. Let us title it Car Design. Archetype. Let's look at the Maven archetype big start. Big start. Maven archetype quick start. Okay. Advanced settings, and let us enter the property, and the artifact type is already there. Dot soft design. From the soft design. Okay, let us create. Yes, in this window. Then we have a point 5 where we are going to add every dependencies that our project needs. So for this, we will need to add two dependencies, which are the Spring context and the Spring core dependencies. First, the project is initializing using the form file. By which we can create the configuration dependency resolve in order to download every dependencies each time that we update our pom.xml. So let's add the configuration, the Marvel, then the command line within dependency, well, result. Or we can call this result. Then apply. Okay. Our project is still initializing. Then the initialization is finished. What are we going to do? Is to add in this section dependencies. We are going to add our dependency. Let us go in Maven repository and look at our repository, at our dependency. Maven repository.com. Okay. Spring called. sprinkle. Then let us choose the version that we are going to use. The most recent version is the sixth. Let us take version of 5.3.20. 5.3.20. Okay. Let us copy this and add in our dependencies. This is the Spring Core dependency. What we need now is the Spring context. The same version, 5.3.20. Spring context. Fun. Yes. 5.3.20. 5.3.20. Let's copy this into our dependencies. Okay. Let us resolve these dependencies first. Now, maybe we try to download these dependencies into the local repository. The following file have been resolved, as you can see here. Okay, after initializing our project, what we are going to do now is to create the plain Java object in order to use our dependency injection in Spring. First off, we are going to create our plain old Java objects, which in fact are our business object, which are going to be later transformed into Java base. We have mainly two plain old Java objects here, the wheel object and the car object. Let us first create our wheel object. Yeah. Name. Wheel.java. Then let us as the property private Spring ship. The wheel has a shape. The wheel has a diameter type double. And let us say the wheel has a manufacturer. Let us generate the constructor. First constructor without the parameter. Second constructor with parameters. Have insert constructor with parameters. Then let us generate the getters and setters. Okay, we have finished with our wheel POGO. Let us save it down. Create the car plain object Java, plain old Java object. Here is the car. A car has a brand, private string, gram, and a car has a manufacturer type string. Okay. We generate constructor with parameter and without parameter. And then it generates the setters. It doesn't set this. Okay, I think that's all about the business object. What we need now is to, given that we are using the XML configuration, let us go in the XML configuration file and define this plain old object, and then the IOC container will later transform this into Java beans. So let us go into the file config.xml. What we are going to do here is we are defining a bean. The name, we can use the name or ID. Let us say we are creating a wheel of type alloy wheel, in fact. Something we have forgotten is that a car has also information on the wheel that it uses. So we will add an instance of wheel in a car. Okay, what you are going to do is to add it here. Add the software parameter. Okay, then we will also insert the getter and setter. Okay, done with this. Then let's come here and create an instance of alloy wheel. What's the class? The class is alien fun dot soft dot design dot wheel dot wheel. Okay. Let's use here the property. Property. What's the name of our property that we are going to use? We have the first parameter shape, second property diameter, and the third is manufacturer. So shape, shape. Let's copy this. And this, given that we have trim. diameter manufacturer. Then let us give the value now. What's the value of shape? Let's say it's concave. The value of diameter, let's say, is 15.5. The value of manufacturer, let's say A, B, C, Christian, A, B, C, dot group, for instance. So we have an instance of beam, which is called alloy beam. Let us create an instance of car beam, and let us give the name. The name will be Lexus. Let us say Lexus. What's the class? Dot soft. Dot design. Dot vehicle. Dot car. Okay. Now let us use the constructor argument and use the index, in fact. So the position, and it is zero-based index. The first index is, what's the value of the first index? The first index here, we have brand, manufacturer, and the brand, let us say Lexus. Subtotal index 1, manufacturer, what's the value? Toyota 3. Then the third constructor argument, in fact, is a reference to another beam, which is the beam alloy wheel. So let's say the reference to is to alloy wheel. Okay. Now after defining these beams in the XML file, now we can have access to these beams by calling the context. You will have to initialize the context, the application context. In Spring Framework, the IOC container is represented by the application context interface. This application context interface is implemented by mainly 3 classes: the web application context class, the class path XML context application, and the file system XML context application. The IOC container is in charge of the management of the life cycle of different beams. It means that the instantiation, the configuration, and the binding of different beam objects. That's the role of the IOC container. Here we are going to use the class path XML configuration. So what we are going to do is say that the application context, which is our context, is equal to new class path XML and XML application context, where we give the name of our configuration file, which is config.xml. Now we have the context. When we have the context, we can retrieve different objects that are in the container. Let us say context.getBin. The name of the bin, for instance, we have a bin name Lexus. Okay. Now the object returned, in fact, is an object. It's of type object. What we can do now, given that we know that in fact, the bin Lexus is a car, what we are going to do is we are going to cast it into a car object. So let us create a car object Lexus equal this. Okay. What we are going to do, we just do a simple system output.println, and the message I am driving. Okay. Lexus.get what? Brand. From which manufacturer? Lexus dot manufacturer. Get manufacturer. Okay. With wheel. Okay. Let us give the information about the wheel. We create of diameter get wheel dot get diameter. Okay, let us test and see what we have as example. Okay, I am driving a Lexus from Toyota with wheel of diameter 15.5. So what we see here is what? The object has been configured in the config file. Then the container has instantiated the object based on the configuration file and the plain old Java object. And at the output, it gives us beans objects. So what the IOC container does is this. It takes into input the config file and the plain old Java object. And at the output, it gives us beans objects. So that's what we have here. And to get access to the beans object, we need the context object. And when we have the context object, we just do a context.getBean, and we give the name of the bean. When we give the name of the bean, we have the bean that we needed. As we can see in our example, the bean name Lexus, here is it has as constructor argument Lexus as value of the brand, Toyota as value of the manufacturer, and alloy wheel as the property concerning the wheel. So that's our example here. And to get access to the Lexus bean, we just call an instance of the context and do context.getBean. After context.getBean, we can use the object in our application. As you have seen, Lexus.getBound, Lexus.getManufacturer, Lexus.getWheel.getDiameter. And that's all about the Spring IOC using the XML configuration file. Thank you guys. See you in the next video.